Okay, so all of you are ready. So this is the first program which I need to discuss today. That is the string matching program. And the meaning of string matching is uh, meaning of string matching is suppose there are two strings in two different memory locations. Okay, two memory portion, and you need to compare the whole string. Suppose this is the string number one, where some data bytes are present, 5 data bytes are there, and another strings is present where another 5 data bytes are present. Okay, maybe same data byte or maybe different. So you, what is your aim? You have to compare this string with each other, so that if these are equal, if these are equal, all of this data bytes are equal, then your result should be shown as 0 0 0 0. If any data byte among these two strings, between these two strings, any one data byte is mismatched with each other, then your result should be uh, shown as if. Okay, so if both strings are matched, every data byte within these strings are matched, then your result should be 0 0 0 0. If any data byte in any string is mismatched with each other, then you have to, or you can get the result as if. That is called the string matching. So here, assume 5 data bytes are available in two different strings, in which is initialized by SI register, like here in this case move SI comma 3000. That means 3000 memory location is there. 3000 memory location is there, and in DI register, uh, 3050 the starting memory location. So there are two strings. One is in SI register memory location, it is under SI source index memory locations, and another string is present inside a DI register, which stores the initial memory location of the string, which is 3050 in this case. So from 3000 to 5 consecutive memory locations, if these data bytes are 16-bit in size, then you need 10 memory locations, because each 16-bit data byte will be occupied by two memory locations. Okay, so I have considered CX as a 0005. That means 5 data bytes are there in each string. Okay, in source index side and destination index side. In both cases, only 5 data bytes are available, and 5 data bytes are all 16-bit data byte. 16-bit data byte. Okay, now uh, you have to increase the memory location one by one. From 3000 it goes to 3002, then 4, then 6, then 8. Okay, in this way the DI register, the DI memory locations will also increase in 3050, then 3052, then 3054, then 3056. So in this way, so both the strings are in incrementing order. Okay, these both strings will be treated as in incrementing order. So that's why you must clear, means you must reset your direction flag, because if direction flag is 0, in that case you can go to the auto increment mode for memory location. But if the direction flag is 0, sorry 1, if it is set, then it goes in auto decrement order. Okay, so here you need to go with incrementing order. Okay. So that's why CLD instruction is used, clear direction flag. So direction flag will be 0, and if direction flag is 0, both the source memory locations and the destination memory locations, like both strings, will be treated in incrementing order. Then what you need to perform? You need to compare this string. Actually, these are called string word. String word. Now, CMPSW, that is used for compare of string words. Suppose there are two strings. Each string is occupied by a 16-bit data. So 16-bit data is called one word. So 16-bit data will be compared to another 16-bit data, which is here is operated by this instruction CMPSW, compare string word. So every string word will be compared to each other. Now it's a continuous process, so that's why now CMP/SW, it's a string instruction, and if this string instruction is to be used in continuous mode, then you can easily apply the repeat instruction prefix of this instruction. Okay, like in case of block shifting, what you have done here in this case, in block shifting program, move SB, move the content of string byte, okay, repeatedly. That's why repeat prefix is used for this string instruction. Here also, the repeat instruction is used prefix with this instruction, and REPE, that is the conditional repeat instruction. Okay, only REP is unconditional repeat, and REPE, that is the repeat if equal, repeat if equal to CX gets 0 and equal the numbers. Okay, so repeat equal until CX gets decremented by 1 every time after each comparison of these two string word, and it gets so this will be repeatedly process the execute the instructions until CX gets 0 at last. Okay, so that's why repeat equal with the compare string word instruction is used, and after this one, if any mismatch has been found, then it's just stop the program. It can't go to the next memory location, because in anywhere, if any mismatch can be found, then this will be treated as your result as if, because these two strings are not matched with each other. There has been some mismatch. So if in any position it is mismatch, the program will be stopped at that time. Okay, suppose there are 5 memory locations. Now the mismatch is happened between this third memory location, so it cannot go to the fourth number one, because already mismatch has been found, so that your result will be shown as if. You don't need to go to the next memory location. Okay, so when you need to go to the next memory location, if all these are strings by are matched with each other, you have to compare one by one until it gets finished. Okay, your string counting gets finished. Then so if JNZL1 is given, so if it is not 0, means they are not equal, so it gets, so it goes to this memory location to execute this instruction as move x comma f. Now if this condition fails, that means both are equal. Okay, after comparison all the string words, if these are equal, so it must be given in this it must be executed this instruction, move ax comma 0 0 0 0. Okay, then you have to stop your program, which is given as JMP L2, and L2 is this one, int03. So if there is any mismatch, it goes to this level and then stop this program. If there is there will be no mismatch, all the string words are equal with each other, then it must be filled up with 0 0 0 0 into ax, then move the int03. Okay, int03. So I'm requesting all of you, you can mute yourself until I get finished my lecture. Okay, because there are some background noises are available, so all of you must mute yourself. And if you have any queries or any doubts, I will ask you after certain time. You can ask me. Okay. Until that, all of you must mute yourself.
ওই জায়গাটা এত গাছ হয়ে গেছে না, প্রবলেম হয়।
Okay, now is this clear? What is the string instruction? How the string instruction, string matching can be found? Is there any doubt, any confusion? String matching program. Is there any queries, any doubts, any confusion?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, if there is a mismatch in the second byte or second word, then the program will not go for comparison of the further bytes, like the third
Yes,
byte or the fourth byte of data.
yes. It cannot go to the
Then it will direct.
next, because I need to find is there any mismatch, whether any position, it may be in first position or it may be in second or in maybe in last. Okay, so if any mismatch can be found in anywhere, it cannot execute further instructions or it cannot be executed to the next memory location to get
বসে
check
থাকি
the
না সবসময়
string bytes. Okay, but if there is a match, then
এটা
all
বলতে
the
বলতে পাস
data
করবো
byte
এটা
within that strings, both strings can be compared until CX gets 0. If all the data bytes are matched with this one, is it clear?
ফালতু কথা কেন বলছো তিনটার দিকে
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
তুমি নিজে শুলে আর কি দুটোর দিকে মা আর আমি শুলাম তিনটের দিকে কেন ফালতু কথা বলো মা? আমি অত ঘুমাই না আমি ওই জন্য বলা যায় 10:30টায় উঠবো মা একই তো ব্যাপার আমি যদি 10টায় শুই সকাল 7টায় উঠবো
So everyone mute yourself. I have some background noises so that I can continue my discussion.
Sir,
Yes.
আমার ভালো লাগে
sir,
আর তুমি
repeat
আমাকে
equal
দরকার দিতে
will
হবে
repeat the loop until CX is 0.
Yes. Repeat this one until CX gets 0 and repeat this process until it is equal.
একটা ভাগ্য হয়নি ভাগ্য ভালো
Okay, sir.
এরকম রেজাল্ট হলে এরপরে তুমি তোর পেছনে এমন ধরতা
So don't talk,
দাদা
don't talk.
রেজাল্ট খারাপ হয়েছে ভাই
Okay.
আমার
Coming to the next
Right.
program, and all of you must write down this program because there is some
লাগবে না তো
one mistake has been there.
লাগবে না যে পায়ের এটা
So you have to
Yeah,
write down this program on your copy. You have pen and paper with you. You must write down this. Okay, one by one instruction which I would like to discuss. So factorial, you have to find out the factorial of a given number, and that number should be between 1 to 8, not more than 8, because there must be some carry will be there. So you must ignore that carry so that you can consider the factorial using this method between 1 to 8. Okay, not more than 8. So how can you find out the factorial of a given number? Suppose I would like to find out the number 5, the factorial of 5. Okay, so factorial of 5.
বুঝতে একটা আলাদা রকম ব্যথা হয় পায়ে ভেতরে তাই তো হবে পায়ে ব্যথা হয় ছোটবেলা হতো মানে সবসময় থই না হয় 3-4 বছরে একবার আরে থেমে থেমে না ওটা ভেতরে টান মারে একটা আলাদা রকম ব্যথা হয় মনে করো ওটা আমার 20 বছর
So this
Sir,
is the,
sir,
yes.
please can you show the previous program, the string one?
String matching. Okay, this one.
Yes, sir.
Is there any
Yes,
confusion?
sir. Why you are taking CXS 005? Means is there any counter value to be taken up to 005 or something like that?
Because 5 numbers are present. That's why.
5. Oh, sorry. Yes. Yes, yes.
5 data bytes are available only in both strings.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got it, sir.
So factorial of a number, you have to find out. So move ax comma 0005, that is the number whose factorial can be find out using this method. And move di comma 5000, move di comma 5000. This 5000 is used to store the result. Okay, actually store the result. Now move ax comma 0005, that is your 16-bit number. And what will be the factorial of this one? 0005 into 0004 into 0003 into 0002 into 0001. Is it clear? So the multiplication will be in continuous mode by decrementing one value of from the 5. So you can't take any external data like 5 and 4. The first multiplication will be between 0005 into 0004. So you can't take any external 0004 data byte. Okay, so you have to manipulate this data, this 0005, according to your requirement. Now you have one data byte available and you have to manipulation of this data so that you can get 0004 from this. And how can you get this 0004? If you have decremented this content by 1, you can get 0004. So you don't need to take any other 0004 externally into another register. Okay, so that you can multiply 0005 and 0004. So that's why I have taken 00005 my first number, which will be stored inside cx also. So ax gets 0005, cx gets also 0005. Now I'm decrementing the content by 1 of cx, which is 0004. Clear? And initially you have to check whether it is 0 or not. If it is 0, then you don't need to consider the further instruction execution, because something is multiplied by 0, it gets 0. Okay, so initially you have to check it. Then if it is not 0, only then you have to perform the multiplication. Okay, so initially after decrementing this cx, you have to check whether it is 0 or not. If it is 0, then just go to this memory location and execute this instruction so that it can be you can stop your execution. Okay, no need to further execution of the remaining instructions. But if it is not 0, that means you have to operate certain else or something else, which is called the multiplication in this case. So I have got the numbers in AX and CX, these two registers, 0005 and 0004. Then I need to multiply these two numbers. Small cx means the accumulator content, and by default dx is not used. So you have to initialize dx here in this position. Okay, so right now you have to write down the instruction in this way one by one. First write down the instruction, move di comma 5000, move di comma 5000, that is the first instruction. Then move ax comma 0005, then move dx comma dx data register dx comma 0000, then write down move cx comma ax. The fourth instruction is move cx comma ax, then dec cx, decrement the cx register, content of cx register by 1, then jz l1, jz l1, then mul mul cx, multiplication of ax dx into cx, then a loop l2, and your L2 will be in the fifth line, which is DEC CX. Your L2 will be DEC CX. So here in this slide, it is given wrongly mentioned that L2 is this one. L2 will be your this position, DEC CX. Okay, 1 minute, 1 minute. No, you don't need to give L2 as DECCX, it is right. L2 is given here in this position MULCX because I have used the loop instruction in this case. Loop instruction. It is rightly mentioned. L2 is, I'm sorry for that. L2 is MULCX, then loop L2, then move within bracket DI, comma AX, INT0K, and L1 is this one. So here only one instruction is missing, that is it was missing from this program, move DX, comma 0000. It's not given. So you have to insert it, and I think all of you have written this one. Move DI, comma 5000, AX, comma 0005, then move DX, comma 0000, then move CX, comma AX, DEC CX, JZ L1, MUL CX, loop L2. L2 is given as MUL CX, move within bracket DI, comma AX, and which is the L1, and then INT03. Okay, now how this program will be executed? So I have considered the 5 into AX and 4 into CX until this one. Now this 0005 and 0004 will be multiplied, and the result, if it is 32-bit, that will be stored inside AX and DX. So AX always contains the lower 16-bit data, lower 16-bit value of your result. So again, AX contains the lower 16-bit value, which is in this case 20. 20 means in a decimal number. So 14 in hexadecimal. So 0014 will be the result in AX. And now when the loop L2 will be executed, so loop L2, the function of loop instruction will be the decrementing the content of CX by 1 until it reaches 0 condition. So previously CX was 0004, now CX gets 0003. So what you have find inside AX register, that will be multiplied by the 0003. Okay, that will be the second multiplication. So it will be continued up to or until CX which is 0 condition. Okay, so next time CX gets 0002, so what is the second multiplication result? That will be multiplied with 0002. Then the result will be stored inside AX again, and CX gets decremented by 1. This will be 0001, which will be multiplied by the previous result. And now if CX gets 0, it breaks this loop and go to this level, so that what is stored inside AX register, the lower 16-bit will be stored inside DI register, as well as and if you would like to find out, if you would like to store the upper 16-bit, then you have to increment the DI by 2 memory location, or simple add DI, comma 0002. After that, move within DI, within bracket DI, comma DX, then INT03, so that your 16-bit result will be stored inside AX register. Your upper 16, lower 16-bit result will be stored inside 5000 memory location, and upper 16-bit result will be stored inside 5002 memory location. 2 consecutive memory locations will be required to store the 32-bit number if there is any result which is 32-bit in size. Okay, is it clear? Anyone? Do you have any doubt? Factorial.
Sir, can you please repeat the last portion? Actually,
Yes.
the storing portion.
Yes,
The
here
storing
in this slide, I have considered only the lower 16-bit result. Okay, so that's why it is given as move di comma ax, then int 03. Only lower 16 bit I have given. But if you would like to find out the total 32-bit result, because the multiplication of 216-bit will be result will be 32-bit in size. Okay, your 16 lower 16-bit will be stored inside X, and upper 16-bit will be automatically stored inside DX register. If you'd like to store the DX register contained into some memory location, you have to increment that memory location by 2. It is not included in this slide, so you can write it in your own way that after this move di comma ax, then insert add di comma 0002, then write down move within bracket di comma dx, then int 03. Is it clear? So move di comma ax, then add di comma 0002, then move di comma dx. So di every time will be within this third bracket because it's a memory location pointer. Then the int 03, last instruction. Is it clear?
Sir,
Yes.
can we write move within bracket di plus 2 comma dx?
No, it is logically correct, but that will not be compatible with our laboratory instrument. So every program has been written in such way so that you can execute your programs in lab also. Okay, theoretically
Okay,
you can write it, but certain instructions will not be compatible with every microprocessor manufacturing device. Okay, so according to our lab, our trainer kit availability or compatibility, these instructions are has been written in this way. So you have to write it move di comma ax, then add di comma 0002, so that di will be incremented by 2. That will be 5002, where you can store move. The third instruction will be move di within bracket di comma dx, then int 03. And what will be your output in that case? So 5000 within 5000, di contain 5000, within 5000 you can get 0078. That is the lower 16-bit result of your multiplication. And within 5002 you can get 0000. Okay.
Sir, I have one question.
Yes.
Sir, suppose in the first iteration only our answer becomes 32-bit. So when CX is again decremented and multiplied, it is multiplied with AX and it
Not
is
only
multiplied
but
only with...
no. It is multiplied. This multiplication mul cx represent multiplication of dxx into cx. Full 32.
Okay, means it will consider the 32-bit only.
Yes. That's why I have
Okay.
initialized with move dx comma 0000. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Any other question? Anyone else? If you don't have any questions, so I shall proceed to the next program, which is to find out the number of even numbers and the odd numbers from a data array. Okay. So here I need to select two registers to identify the numbers. Means to store the number of even number. Means how many even numbers are there in your list or in your data bytes or string or array. You have to store it in some register. Like I have considered the BX register to store the even numbers, number of even numbers. Okay, don't be this. Don't you need to store the actual number? How many even numbers are there? That number should be stored inside BX. How many odd numbers are there? You have to store it into DX. So BX register is used to store the number of even numbers, and DX register is used to store the number of odd numbers. And in this program, I have considered these are my inputs. 3000 from 3000 memory location to 3008 memory locations. I have 5 data bytes, 16-bit data bytes, 1000, 3000, 1009, 1008, 3009. Now I need to find out how many even numbers are there and how many odd numbers are there. So there are several ways to find out, several logics will be there, but according to my logic I will discuss it. Okay, you can make another logic also, no problem. So one program can be done in various ways according to your logic. So in this logic, what I have used, I have taken two registers, BX and DX, two different registers to store the even number, number of even number and number of odd numbers, which will be XOR. Means I have initialized, means I have cleared the content of this register initially, so that no previous content would be stored here. That's why I have operated, I have using the XOR operation. So if some content is XORed with some the same content, the content will be 0. Okay, another instruction is in spite of XOR BX comma BX or XOR DX comma DX. So what will be the another instruction? I can write it as a move MOV BX comma 0000. The same meaning, because BX will be initialized as 0000. It will be stored at 0000. And what I have done here, I have XORed this content. What is the content inside BX? That will be XORed with this one, the same value. So that my BX will be 0000. My DX contains 0000. Initially, these are cleared. Now I have the count value. Here I have used the CL register, that's why 05. You can use CX register so that this will be 0005. Okay. Next is move SI comma 3000. These are my source memory locations. That's why I have initialized with source index register to point it, and using move AX comma within bracket this SI. That means the first content from 3000 memory location, which is in this case 1000. So 1000 will be moved into AX register. Okay, the first content is loaded inside AX register. Now, to find out any even number or odd number, what do you need to check? Whether the LSB bit is 0 or 1. If it LSB bit of any number, D0 bit, LSB bit means D0 bit is 0. That means it's an even number. If LSB bit or D0 bit is 1, what does it mean? It's an odd number. Clear? If LSB bit is 0, it will be even number, and if this is 1, it is odd number. Clear? So if I rotate the content in the rightwise position, so the LSB bit will move to the carry flag, and your carry flag will move to the MSB bit. Clear? So carry flag will be set if it is an odd number, means if LSB bit is 1 and it goes to carry flag, so your carry flag will be 1. So if there is any carry, I can easily identify that the number is an odd number. If LSB bit is 0 and when I rotate the content, my LSB bit goes to the carry bit. So my carry bit is now 0. That means there is no carry. So if there is no carry, that number must be an even number. Clear? So I have used this logic and implemented in this way that one thing you have to rectify, modify it. I have used ROR, but in spite of ROR, you have to use the RCR, rotate right through carry. Rotate right through carry. RCR AX comma 1. Now I need to rotate the content of accumulator through carry. How many times? One time. One time I need to rotate it. And after rotation, if there is any carry, I have to check the carry condition. If there is any carry, jump on carry. If there is any carry, I just increment the which register? The odd number register content, because I have already identified that one odd number is detected, and your number of odd number will be incremented by 1. Initially it was 0 because I have considered initially 0. When I have got any odd number, the odd number register content goes 1. Clear? And if there is no carry, means that should be an even number, and if it is an even number, you have to increment the content of register which is used to sort the number of even number. Clear? So if there is any carry, you just skip this instruction and go to this level, so that you can store the number of odd number in one specified register. But if there is no carry, that number must be an even number, which will be the count must be stored inside that register which is specified for that count of even number. After that, it goes to jump L2 location. Now if there is any carry, it goes to this location, then come to in this way. But if there is no carry, first perform this thing, then again it jumps from this to this memory location, because at that time you don't need to consider this thing. Okay, so that's why you need to go to this such memory location, because your next data byte is stored in next consecutive memory location. So how can you go from this 3000 to 3002? Because 3002, that is your next data byte memory location. So if 3000 is to be added with 0002, then you can move to such level where 3002 is available, and where your second data byte is present. Your 16-bit data, second 16-bit data must be present. Then it points to that memory location where you can get your next data byte, and from this position you need to decrement your counter operation, because already one such operation, identification of odd number or even number, has been completed. So your counter must be decremented by 1 and check whether it's a 0 or not. That's why after DECCL I have used JNZ L3. Okay, if it is not 0, then move to the initial position where I can get my next number into such register, X register, so that I can rotate it again. The second number can be checked whether it has any carry or no carry after rotation. So it continues this process until your CL register gets 0. Okay, and every time after rotation, if any if there is any carry flag, if it is set, then it is an odd number. If there is no carry flag, the carry flag is 0, then it is an even number. Okay, you have to store in this way the number of count value of that number. Is it clear? How can you find out the even number and odd number? Please everyone unmute yourself. Is this clear? Yes. Clear up to this much? This even number and odd number identification. Hello everyone.
You say that R1 must be RCR1.
RCR. Rotate right through carry. Rotate right through carry. RCR AX, 1. Okay. Anything else? Do you have any queries, any doubts?
can change the CL. How many numbers we want to?
Yes.
We will choose the CL as the number of
As per number, yes.
we have.
I have 5 numbers. So 5 times I need to execute my rotate instruction to check the 5 numbers. That's why my CL value, the count value is 5. If there are 10 numbers, you have to check the 10 numbers individually. So your count value will be 10. Okay. If you have 100 numbers, then your count value must be 100. Is it clear? Because every time this instruction, this RCR AX comma 1, every time this instruction uh, is is processed with one single 16-bit of data byte. Now on one at a time you can check only one 16-bit of data. That's why to check 5 data bytes you need 5 count value. If you have 100 values, then the count value should be 100. Is it clear? Okay. So the next, anyone else? So if you don't have any queries right now, you can move to the next program, which is the ascending order. Okay, ascending order. Okay. Okay. So now here move CX comma 0004 have written, but in spite of this one, you have to modify it as move CX comma 0005. Rewrite this instruction as move CX comma 0005. Everything will be same. Remaining portions will be same. Decrement CX. Okay. So I have 5 data bytes through which I can find out, or I can implement the ascending order formation. Okay, so 5 data bytes will be present in ascending order. Randomly, I have chosen these data bytes, that is 2000, 5000, 4000, 2000, and 0, F, 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 F. Okay, so 0 F, 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 F means it's an F, 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 F. Number is F, 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 F. But in 8086 microprocessor, you have to represent your 16-bit number. If there is an MSB bit is one letter alphabet, then you have to specify a prefix, a 0 of this alphabet, so that it can be represented. It's an 16-bit of data by the microprocessor in instruction also. So 3000, 5000, 4000, 2000, and this one are stored in these consecutive memory locations. Now 5 data bytes are available, so that how many times this comparison operation will be there, I have used 2 loops. Okay, one is the inner loop and one is the outer loop. What is the logic of this one? First I need to compare these 2 numbers. I need to compare it 2 numbers. If it is in ascending order, no problem. If it just opposite this, if it is in descending order, then I have to swap them. I have to exchange the data bytes with each other, memory location. Okay, so in this way, after this one, I need to go to the next location to compare it. Then next one, then next one. Again, it started from the initial position. So in this way, I have created the inner loop and one outer and another is the outer loop. So inner loop is created by the BX register and outer loop is controlled by the CX register. So I have two counters. One is the inner counter, which will be used to compare the inner data bytes, means the inner positions, and another is the outer counter. After completing the inner comparison, it again started from the initial position, so that whatever your value for inner comparison, count value for inner loop, that will be same with the outer loop. Okay, that's why I have given this one, move cx comma 0005, then DEC and move bx comma cx. So usually I have 5 data bytes. How many times the comparison will be there? 4 times. So that's why 4 will be there in cx, and the same count value will be loaded inside bx register. So bx register is used for internal operation for inner loop, and cx is used for outer loop. Now move SI comma 3000, the first memory location which was initialized by SI register, which is 3000 in this case, and from this 3000 memory location, the first data byte 3000 will be saved onto X register. Then to get the second data byte, you need to add 0002 with this, so that you can select the second data byte and you can compare it with each other. So directly I have given this thing, add SI comma 0002, so that compare instruction will be executed in such way that CMP AX comma within SI. So first number is moved into SI AX register, and second number directly will be compared with the AX content. Memory location content will be directly compared with the AX content. Now after comparison, you have to check whether there is any carry or not. If there is any carry, means it is in ascending order. So my first number is the lowest one and the second number is the largest one compared to the first one. So if it is in ascending order, I don't need to exchange the contents or swap this content. But just opposite to this condition, if there is no carry, I have to exchange the contents with each other and make it in ascending form. So that's why if there is any carry, just go to operate the inner counter to decrement it by 1 until it reaches 0 condition. The same comparison will be happened for the next data byte. But if that is not based on the carry, if there is no carry, obviously if there is no carry, the first content is the largest one and the next content is the smallest one, and it is not in ascending order. Okay, it is not in ascending order, it is in descending order. So I have to change the content will be exchanged. That's why XCAG AX comma within bracket SI has been there. So the content of this one will be moved to this one, and this content from this location will move to the second one. Okay, then again you need to move to this position in a initial position. That's why because when the content of this one content of this one will be moved to this one, and content of this memory location will move to this one. At that time microprocessor is in this first the content of the next memory location, because the last memory location which is holded by SI is 3002. So first content will be moved to in this position, then this move to this position again. Okay, so how now SI will be moved to X position, then subtract SI 0002 to get this content into this position, and then AX content into the SI memory location, and after that it will be incremented by 1, so it can execute the next data byte execution. Okay, so in this point again it goes to such level where exit, that is the 3002 before the exchanging the condition 3002. Then decrement the operation of your inner counter. If inner counter value is not 0, again move to such level. Which level? This level, to compare this value 3002 with the 3004 memory location content. And when this one is again completed, it goes for this one 3004 and 3006 memory location compare execution. So in this way, one by one the data byte will be compared, and if it is in ascending order, these are not swapped by any way, and if these are in descending order, the content will be exchanged or swapped with each other. Okay, and when bx gets 0, means your inner counter operation is finished. You have to again consider it from the initial position, and you have to check further 4 times. Okay, so one time it is executed, and when Vx gets 0, again the Cx will be decremented by 1, and it is given to the Vx. Okay, so here L3, your L3 will be here in this position, DEC Cx. Okay, you have to correct it. All of you have to correct it. This L3 must be in this position, DEC Cx position. Okay, no, L3 will be here because I have used the loop instruction. Sorry. I have used the loop instruction, so automatically Cx gets decremented by 1, and it will be copied to the Vx register. So L3 is right in this position. It is rightly mentioned. I have not checked this loop instruction. So if loop instruction is there, then this one is okay. But if loop instruction not used in this position, if it is JNZ L2 up to this one, then you have to go back to this level DEC Cx. Okay, is it clear? So that is in ascending order. Is there any?
Sir,
Yes.
I have one question. Sir, in the first line, you have written move Cx, comma
No, it is
04x, and
no,
in
it is not
the immediate
0004. It is 0005. It will be 0005. Move Cx, comma 0005. It is an immediate instruction.
and after that we will decrement Cx.
Yes.
Sir, then why we are not directly
You can
uploading?
that's why it is given. Rightly, I have not decided that I need to use the loop instruction. So that's why initially I have taken 5. It is wrongly mentioned 4. It will be 5 and DEC Cx. If a loop is not used and in this position, so you need to go back to this position. Okay, so if decrement operation is not given in this position, so how the content will be saved onto Bx? Clear? But if loop instruction is used, it is not mandatory to use this DEC Cx. Directly you can write it as move Cx, comma 0004. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So if you have used the loop instruction, you don't need to write DEC Cx, and Cx is 5. In that case, you can start it from move Cx, comma 0004, then move Bx, comma Cx, then whatever in this position, it is rightly mentioned here. You have to write in this way. Okay. Directly you can write it as move Cx, comma 0004. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes, yes,
Hello.
yes.
So can you explain that exchange statement once and the two statements after exchange?
Exchange AX, comma SI. So when this happens, now my pointer is based on this position, because the last data byte which is compared with this AX, it is in this position. So SI points this memory location 03002. Now from this memory location 3002, from this memory location you need to give this content into this position. So that's why you need to subtract it. You need to subtract 0002. If you have subtract 0002, that means SI points this memory location content, and that will be moved to SI register, okay, which is 3000. So right now move SI, comma AX, accumulator content gets loaded inside SI register, and again after completing this position, you need to go to the next memory location. And how can we go to the next memory location? Using add SI, comma 0002.
All right.
So I don't have whiteboard here. Okay, means the board work is very much difficult in this position. So that's why I have certain problem to clear it. If first when I upload this thing into Google Classroom, you must go through it, and then if you have any problem, next class we can discuss it. Okay. So right now I don't have the option to use the board, so that's why I have some problem to make it clear to you. So you must go through it, and if you have any problem, we can discuss it on next day. Is it clear? So shall I go to the next program? That is the last program. Is there any doubt? Do you have any queries, any doubts? If you don't have, so that is the last program which I need to discuss today. That is the display the string in reverse order. Now, last day I have discussed about the block shifting, which is in continuous form. That means what is given in this string. If it is in incrementing order, one by one, that will be saved onto the different memory location in incrementing order. Okay, but if you want to process it in reverse order, means I have some data bytes like 1 2 3 4 5 in this case, 1 2 3 4 5 in this case, so that this will be stored in some in same memory location, and this will be display on your LCD screen in reverse order 5 4 3 2 1. I have given 1 2 3 4 5, but the result will be shown as result will be given as 5 4 3 2 1. Here, so how can you perform this thing? To operate this logic, one node has been given initially, that if the string contains, always remember this thing, if the string, your data string contain n numbers, the count must be n by 2 if n is even. Okay, suppose you have 4 numbers, so your count value must be 4 by 2, 2. And if the count value is odd, means 5 numbers are there, your count value will be 5 minus 1 by 2, n minus 1 by 2. Okay, that is 2. Okay, now why this logic has been implemented? Right now, in this case, what we have to notice, that is 1 2 3 4 5. The middle number that is in 4002 is not changed in any way. It remains same. Now, how many numbers are exchanged? Only this one with this one and this one with this one. So 2 numbers are exchanged. Is it clear? 2 numbers are exchanged. But in case of suppose 4 data bytes are available, we have this 05, only 1 2 3 4 is there. In that case, that this will be 4 3 2 1. So every data byte will be exchanged. And how many data bytes will be exchanged to each one? Again 2. Clear? So it is implemented in this way. Move SI, 4000, that is my source memory location where first data byte is initialized. Move DI, 4004. Now that will be my first data byte which I need to store it, because I need to display it in reverse order. Reverse order means what is my 1 stored in this memory location, that goes to this memory location, and this one will be moved to this position. Okay, so 5 will be there. So that's why source index is this one, and when it is in a display form, that is my destination will be in reverse order. That's why it is given as 4004. And how many count value will be implemented here? The count value is odd, 5. Means number of data bytes are 5. So that's why 5 minus 1 by 2, that is 2. That's why count value is 2. Now move AL comma within SI. What does it mean? What is the content in this memory location? That is 01 will be moved to AL. Now exchange DI with AL. What is DI? 4004 and AL. So content of AL moves to this level and the content of DI will move to this. So AL gets into SI. So first exchange DI with AL and AL then with SI. Clear? Then both the content means increment SI, but decrement DI. Decrement DI. Why? Because this will be exchanged with these things in this way: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So 4 and 2 will be exchanged. So that's why I need to increment the content to get this second data, but I have to load the content into this position, decrement it. So that's why INCSI and DCDI. And then this process, after one such operation, the counter must be decremented by 1, and until it reaches 0 condition, the whole process will be continued. Okay, so that is the logic to implement this thing, which is the display the string in reverse order. Clear? Is it clear? Is it clear to everyone? Is it clear? Do you have any queries? Is this clear to everyone? Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Do you have any queries?
मैं अजनबी नहीं हूँ। तुम कब से जानते हो उन्हें? 12 साल पहले वो मुझे याद।
Okay. If you
Yes,
don't have
please.
any queries, then I will end this meeting,
कि
and
जब मेरा बदन खून से
next
लाल नहीं तो
next
वो मुझे
meeting
मार
will be
देगा।
on
साहब ने
meeting.
मुझे
Okay.
प्यार दिया। कभी
So
कुछ नहीं
thank
के
you.
बगैर मैं नहीं रह सकता। मैं 60 जन्म तक नहीं भूल सकता जितने करीब से मैंने उन्हें देखा था और किसी ने नहीं देखा।